why did I move to Norway? But most importantly, why would you move to Norway? Because no one cares about my story, but you probably clicked on this video because you want to learn about why would you move to Norway or someone else, or if it's worth it, what are the pros and cons. So I will very quickly start with my personal story, and then I will continue with the pros and cons of living to Norway, and especially in Tromsø where I live right now. I'm Valentinos, I am from Greece. I have been living in Tromsø in northern Norway for uh, exactly 2 years now. In 2 days I celebrate 2 years in Tromsø. And why did I do that? Initially, I was a tourist. It was February of 2022, some years ago, 4 years ago, I have traveled here, and I got amazed by how amazing this beautiful city is. There are northern lights, there's an infinite amount of snow, a lot of cold, reindeers on the streets, uh, holiday activities, winter activities, the the darkness. I really enjoy the darkness. I'm not really a sun type of person, even though I come from Greece. Um, it was just everything amazing. And I have to be honest, I was a single man, young, on my early 20s. I really enjoyed the Scandinavian beautiful women, which are objectively very beautiful, very with their pretty eyes and the blonde hair. And I would so like it to be able to partner with one of them. So then I decided that, but I had someone here living, a student that has been hosting me, and I asked him some questions, or he and his brother, they let me know about how it is to be in Norway as a worker, as a student, and they told me that you have great benefits when you're a worker. I remember this specific sentence. He told me, I got so much money as of my first salary that it felt illegal. I felt like, what am I going to do with all this money? I don't deserve all this money. So one of the most important pro of Norway, positive of Norway, is that this country really pays. It pays you your salary on time, it pays you extra days, it pays you extra hours. You have double payment for rate days or something. It depends on your contract. It really pays. And also, randomly, I was in the bathroom yesterday, and for some reason, I was checking why does Norway, because it does. Norway is one of the countries with the with the most amount of millionaires per capita. I think the first one is Switzerland, the second one is the States, and the third one is Norway as of millionaires per population, if you know what I mean. And it is based on the Norwegian sovereign fund, because they have found oil and they invested the oil back to the country. And then if you have all the money and divide them by the people, which are not that many, then it gives you a nice salary per capita or something like that. But that's not the point. So Norway pays good, and also not only it pays good, it doesn't force you to work too much. There are really employment rights here, which was something very fun for me as a Mediterranean coming from Greece to learn. Or I bet people from Italy or Spain or other countries, maybe Latin America or maybe Central Greece also, Central Europe, they will never experience. So employment rights, you work your 8 hours, 7.5, 7, or you have holidays free, etc., 5 days a week, which is also something that doesn't work in every country. So yeah, it really pays good. So that's a pro, definitely. And this let's go back. That was a long parenthesis. This friend told me that yes, I didn't know what to do with all this money, but then it. Let's go to a con right now. Norway is kind of an expensive country to live or to travel to, because it is an analogy with, okay, if you actually get 4 times the salary that you will get in a European country, you get 4 times the salary. Let's say, I don't know, for 5,000 euros, 4,000 euros, or 4,000 euros, let's say. And everyone gets something like that. Then, of course, all your payments here are going to be more expensive. The telephone bill, the bus, your traveling, your groceries, although they're not that expensive. I would say personally that the groceries I was doing in Greece, they were not much different in price than the groceries I do here in Norway. I would say it's maximum 1.5 times more expensive. But if I get a 4 times higher salary, then it really has some money. So I think that the cost of living is very doable, and this is very viable. This is why Norway and all the Scandinavian countries also have a very high quality of life because yes, you get some high salary, but also you are able to live, you are able to survive yourself, you're able to maintain yourself. Let's go now to the rent. Rents, yes, they're pretty expensive. Depends where you want to rent and buy, blah 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 blah. But remember, you get 4 times the amount that you will get in Southern or Central Europe. So then, if the rent is 2 times or 3 times more expensive than the ones you will get in Southern Europe or Central Europe, then still you can pay it and then you can still have money. For example, I know people in Greece that will get 1,000 euros as a salary, and then they will give 500 or 600 of them to pay the rent, and then it's 400 euros for you to eat. So as an analogy, yes, you might pay the same, but then you have a bigger, how do you say it, result, a larger result for money for you to spend on eating, clothing, and whatever left out. So let's stay away from finances now. Quality of life. I see many people, and since you have more hours out of work, you get to do what you like. You can watch movies, you can have a hobby, you can go skiing, I like to dance. I dance Latin dances and I like to train every day. So you have a lot of free time to spend with the way you want to, so then it increases your quality of life. Yeah, very important. But always remember, I live in Tromsø, in the very, very far of north of Norway, the third largest city over the Arctic Circle and the largest city in Norway over the Arctic Circle. The Arctic Circle means that we have at least 2 months of complete darkness during the winter and 2 months of complete daylight during the summer. It's quite annoying, especially now that it's summer. When it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning and it's sunny, it's not very easy to sleep. But anyway, I prefer the darkness. I really like the polar night that do 2 months of darkness. So. And Tromsø, as every other place in the world, in the planet, gets the same amount of sunlight. It's just we don't get it very. It's not distributed very good. That's the thing. As of that, now we go to also a pro and a con, a positive and a con of Norway, of northern Norway, Tromsø, for example. You don't get enough sunlight. You have 2 months of the winter, the polar night, which might be tough for you. Some people say that it's tough for them. For me, I really enjoy it. But also during the summer, it's super beautiful. 2 months of complete daylight, super, super beautiful. You can do things after midnight, before 6 o'clock in the morning. You can do things. It's amazing. It's a whole new world. So it's both a pro and a con. But most people say that they experience a winter depression during the dark period because it's also super cold. And then we're going to also another con, another minus of Norway, which is it is cold, especially in Tromsø. It is super cold and it's a lot of snow. And you will be wearing your waterproof, snowproof pants and waterproof, snowproof jacket and your buff and full face and your beanie and your gloves. So you don't really get a chance to be stylish. It's 17th, near the 17th of May, and I was on a thing. So I was invited. That's why I'm dressed like that. And it's not my usual. Usually I'm like a guide because my job is I'm a guide, Northern Lights guide, a guide in Tromsø. And by the way, if anyone is coming to Tromsø as a tourist traveling, or you know someone is traveling, refer them to me. Let them send me a message so that I can help them with their stay, with their traveling, with their activities. I can help them with anyway. Just be friends. There is no reason to not text me. I can here on YouTube, on Instagram, just whatever, or just follow my videos and scroll all my videos. There's a lot of information for you to take. Let's go back to the cold. Yes, for me the cold is tough because I come from a southern country. It's painful sometimes. It's a lot of snow. I like the snow. It's nice to play with it, but if you work out in the snow, it's not easy. And then let's go to work. Tromsø, and I think also most big cities in Norway, they give a lot of opportunities for immigrants, for people. If you speak English, you will be perfectly fine. For me, I'm 2 years in Norway. I don't really speak Norwegian, but I have been working with English and surviving with English because everyone speaks English in this country, and their English level is super, super good. And I'm very happy for that because I wasn't stressed or pressured or forced to learn Norwegian. But now I do because I want to learn and I want to live in this society more and infiltrate, if I might say that. So if you don't know Norwegian or if you have been if you weren't very quick with it, no problem. Maybe you will be fine with just English. For example, I work in tourism. I use English every day with my friends, with work colleagues, with everything, with my girlfriend. So it's okay. But if you want to work as a nurse or other things that are attracting Europeans or other people, I think Norwegian will be nice. But the good thing is that Norwegian and English are not that different. They both have the Latin alphabet, and it's not that difficult, I would say. The grammar is pretty easy, the syntax is pretty easy. For example, I don't know, the word fantastic in Norwegian is fantastisk. The word, I don't know what even to go for. The word car is bil. Something is very important is that instead of the car, the you say it after the word. So bil N, say bilen is the car. That's fun. That's for Norwegian. Yeah, for me, I traveled some years ago. I said some important facts. I think that I hope that it helps some people. And I will mention something else last, the housing crisis, at least in Tromsø, because Tromsø is quite a big population, but it's a small island. There is a housing crisis. The houses every year they grow. The houses don't grow, but the prices of the houses grow 16% per year. That's quite insane. So it's not that easy to find a place to stay, to rent, to buy. If you want, many people buy in Tromsø in Norway. I, I don't know why. In other countries, it's not a good investment to buy, but here, I guess, since every time you can sell it for higher, I guess it's worth it. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So it's not very easy, and when houses open up to rent or to sale, there are many applicants and you have to really have the criteria, so it's not very easy to find a house or a place, and it might be expensive, especially if you don't have a Norwegian salary yet, but it's still worth it. I mean, you have to live somewhere, right? That's it. And for me, I will just finish on a positive background, positive theme. I really like my life here in Norway and in Tromsø. I have still relatives and friends back in Greece that struggle, even working with two jobs. That struggle, imagine here in Norway, it will be insane to struggle with working even with one full-time job. That's insane. And it's a country of opportunities, even if you're an immigrant, as I was saying. I am an immigrant. So yeah, my story, I was a tourist, then I finished with my engineering studies back in Greece. Then I came here because I wanted to live here in the land of Northern Lights and Scandinavian beauty and the nature, positive, the nature is just amazing. Oh my God. So come to Norway. It's not that difficult to fix your papers. It's a bit of bureaucracy, but based on other countries, it's not that much. And you just need to have a job or a job contract, then you apply, and then you find a house. Then after you find a house, you apply for a better job, and then every time you improve yourself. It's very important. And of course, if you take the leap of faith to leave your country to come to a new country, it's not going to be easy as being in your country, because you will experience a new public system, health system, a new language, new different opportunities at work, etc., etc. You will need to find new community, new friends, new partners, or come with your baby, with your family. But is it worth it? That depends on you. For me, I think that was a very nice option. I'm only here for 2 years. I cannot see the large image scale after 5, 10, 20 years. But I think I really enjoy it, and I think it's only going to be better and better. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Scroll on my other videos in my channel. I think there's some gold for you there. Thank you so much.